Shout out.
Good job, you made it today.
Good evening.
I might as well pick one up as well.
Good evening. Good evening. It's
What
been a
you
long
got?
time.
You got a teddy bear on your cup.
Been a long time since I've hosted. Not only hosted, but turned up with a camera in my office. It's been a minute. Let's just say that. A busy few couple of weeks wrapping up stuff before I go on vacation again. Then I come back, do some more packing, do some more work for a week, then go out to Asia. But here we are, guys. Born and Red. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Make sure you have liked and subscribed to the stream, and make sure you've subscribed to the channel. We are on our way to 20k. And listen, these boys are churning out content day in, day out, hour in, hour out. You got Gina hosting shows at the middle of the day. You don't know whether he's appealing to the Pakistani market or the India market. God only knows, but he's doing shows from 12 p.m. midday. So yeah, guys, look, let's make sure we've liked and subscribed. Big up Ben from Red Raw Live, who was on yesterday, and it looks as though, you know, that looks as though it's a weekly show now between the three of them. Ben, as usual, Ben Mullane, who will be back, I believe, sometime this week, later on this week, I think Friday maybe, or even tomorrow. And a whole host of content creators wanting to join Born and Red and coming on the regular. So it's good news, and it shows you that, look, we're not only working well, we're working hard, and the channel is progressing as ever. Talking of progressing, boys, Liverpool have progressed into the fourth round. Don't think we've spoken properly. I know you guys kind of captured it a little bit yesterday. So in my eyes, look, a good result, 4-1. Yes, the football is still isn't where it's meant to be, but it was a good result, good confidence booster for Hugo Ekitike to come off the bench with a golden assist. And likewise, 3 out of 10, Florian Wirtz, who came on and assisted and scored a goal as well. But Gene, my co-host, Chip and Cheen, usually on Fridays, but Chip and Cheen on Wednesday. How are we, lad? How are we?
I'm all right, man. I'm all right. Just, I've just actually got the Morocco. I was going to say Maghrib. Morocco game on, man.
What score is it?
0-0 extra time.
0-0. Wow.
Did well, man. They should have did bad. Nigeria. They haven't done jack shit.
Can we please focus on the show now, Gene?
Yeah, I am. I'm watching the game as well.
No, let's have some decor.
Half of them are fucking saying to me, why have you started? What's
your co-host? Your co-host.
I know. It's very, very rude, but it's okay. Anything better. Asim, come to you then. Let's get the main sort of topic tonight out of the way. Mohammed, I think it's so ridiculous that Egypt can't produce average footballers to help Mohamed Salah in his quest to win AFCON. He's the only world-class player in that team. Marmoush, Shush, very average players. They are not very good. I've never rated Marmoush, to be honest.
Shit.
And yeah, that's what he is. You know, Trezeguet still playing, coming off the bench. It's a very average team. I felt for Salah, and look, Mane is just doing what he does for Senegal. He comes up clutch, not only for clubs that he's played for, but even for his country. It wasn't a very good game, Asim. But
it was an absolute shite game. Absolute shite game. You know what I felt like? To get entertained, I felt like switching a Liverpool game on from the last month just to get entertained. I wanted slot ball. that slot ball recently, it was like Brazil 1970 compared to what that game was. But yeah, look, Egypt, they were never favorites. There was probably 3, 4, 5 teams better than them. But they've got just a good mentality of where they defend, win a loose ball somehow in midfield, pick it up with Salah. Salah plays a through ball on Mamouche, and that is their attack. Literally. Obviously, there's patterns of play with complete shite against complete shite teams in the group games, but when you come up with decent teams, I think they played decent football, to be fair to them, against Ivory Coast. There's some counter-attacks, but I think they came up with a much better side today. I read somewhere that Egypt have got only 3 players that are playing in the top 5 leagues, and Senegal had all their team playing in Europe, and you could tell it was levels apart, and that talk and the attack and the hope that only the hope that Egypt have is picking up that ball in midfield. You know, their midfield is the Senegal midfield didn't allow them to do it. They won every ball in midfield, sustained attacks, controlled the game, and Salah and at least Mamouche has got legs, and he'll harry and hassle a lot of defenders try to nick the ball, but Salah obviously is not that type of player, and he was starved of possession. And when he got it, he was literally had a player which is about 50 yards from him, and it just was easily smothered. And they needed the first goal. Egypt always need the first goal, especially from quarterfinals to final, because it's that kind of team, and it's very hard just to concede and then okay, let's go have a go. And the moment they did concede and try to have a go, you could see how open they are, and I'm not surprised if that game finished lasted another 10-15 minutes. Honestly, they would have lost 3-4-0. Such was the difference in level and class. But look, I called Egypt a League 2 side with a world-class player in the side. But doesn't matter how great you are, when you come up with a really good side, which Senegal are, yes, Mane and a few of the players are really old, but they've still got, and you mentioned it today, Lamine Camara was on the bench. It just shows you the depth of that squad. So, yeah, Senegal deserved it. It was a bit ironic that Mane got the goal in previous years, putting the dagger into Salah's in the hearts of Salah and his fans. But I hope they go and win it now, and Sadio can win it for the second time, become a champion again. It was really emotional and really heartwarming seeing that embrace at the start of the game, at the end of the game. 2 of our brothers, lions, legends, and I hope he goes on wins it now. But yeah, Salah, obviously people will troll him, but we shouldn't. We were hoping and praying that he wins it. Was it out of like he needs to win it because they're good enough? Let's be honest, they were nowhere near good enough. But it is what it is, and he's coming back to Liverpool.
Gene, you were calling me throughout the tournament from day one, from the minute that Egypt kicked off, and you would say, Avi, please, dua kar today, please. And I would say, look, my duas are with you, Gene, my duas are with you. Look, it was unfortunate. He's just playing in a really bad standard Egypt team, Gene. But you know what? Look, I know it's no consolation. He gets to play for 3rd, 4th place. And maybe this tournament is the one that will elude him. I think hopefully he gets another crack at it. I'm not too sure. But yeah, look, Sadio Mane progresses. What were your overall thoughts, Gene, on the game tonight?
Yeah, true. Yeah,
I felt for him too.
If I'm honest, I thought the game was absolute shit. If I'm honest, I expected what I saw. I didn't expect any different. If I'm honest, Egypt have been playing like this for the last few AFCONs. It's just they just going through a period where they just haven't churned out any decent footballers. When you've got only 2 players playing in Europe in your whole squad, that's Mamouche and Salah. I think there's one more. Sorry.
Please don't include Mamouche. Please don't include Mamouche.
I'm just in Europe, yeah.
No, I know, but please, Mamouche and Trezeguet, no, they're the same as those idiots. They're the same as the rest of those players. Salah is the only cut-out star of that Egyptian team. Even their coach admitted. Now listen, like it's only Salah and Mamouche here, but like he goes, the rest of the players, they're not good enough. They're not good enough to represent the national team.
And to even
some of them are on part-time jobs.
Avi, remember the quarterfinal? I said to you, Avi, they're gonna go out. Remember, I was saying, Avi, you were saying no. I go look, they're gonna go out. I'm telling you, they're not near good enough. But they just Marika got over the line with that one. This someone was Pulija. I knew Senegal was gonna beat them. That's why I'm not. Look, I'm upset he didn't win it, but I'm not upset because I knew what was gonna happen. If you know what I mean. Yeah, there's a massive gulf in class. It's like Liverpool Barnsley. That's exactly what it is. That's the truth. and you know what? We were just hitting and hoping it works out. But obviously, it wasn't gonna. Look, Asim wants Senegal to win it. I want Morocco to win it. Host nation. I love the way they play football.
Yes, you know what? It's a fair shout. Sadio, isn't it? Sadio, isn't it?
Yeah, but Sadio's won it now. He could eat it and let Morocco win it now.
Morocco never won it.
Is Sadio your chacha that you got to support him now? He plays for Al Nassr. He's not a Liverpool player anymore. So why are you supporting him?
Once a red, always a red.
Oh, please.
He's got them. Obviously, you're your favourites, aren't you? It's not like
Once
Morocco
red,
got Liverpool.
I want
always.
Unahi to win it. Unahi, I'm with Morocco
Oh,
as
no,
well.
I tell you what, Avi, every time I've
If
watched him,
Morocco win it, we got Man of the
Listen,
Match.
you used up your dua. Boys, I've made a dua for Salah. Your sickles made a dua. Your sickles made a dua. Tadi kabul ho nahi dua. Shakal tak kiya.
Listen, the amount of duas you did, the amount of duas you've done, Asim, in the last since the start of the tournament, you would think that Egypt were going to win it. And listen, I had to say a prayer because I don't want this thing to people to think that I'm anti-Salah or anything like that. But look,
I'm only joking here. I'm only joking.
like, look, but to end it, look, whoever wins it, Nigeria, Morocco, or Senegal, good luck to them. And maybe now Salah FC can just pipe down a little bit.
You have to get in there, Asim. He sees the truth comes out eventually, don't it, Asim?
Maybe Salah FC can just, pipe down a little bit. Maybe Jamie Carragher goes.
It only took 10 minutes. It only took 10 minutes.
I tell you one thing. I tell
His
you
name's
where
not allowed on this channel. You know that, don't you?
I tell you where Jamie Carragher, and I don't think he means this. I tell you where he gets. I tell you where it's valid when he talks about the AFCON. It is a really bad organized tournament. The pitches are shit. The quality of officiating is the worst. The officiating is one of the worst out there. And I think this stems from that game from 4 years ago. I know it's stereotypical of me of just to talk of one incident where there was a game which was blown. Did the referee blew on the 88th?
Yeah.
Like, come. So I get that, but yeah.
He needed a piss.
Avi, can I just say one thing before you? I have to, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of stadiums at the AFCON this year, bro, the European stadiums, mate. Have you seen the stadiums of the AFCON this year? Brilliant. I got to give.
What's the stadium going to do with the quality of football? The quality of the pitches? The quality of the officiating?
You didn't like the pitches.
The pitches has been much better than previous years.
Morocco are planning, and listen, I knew that Morocco are going to be building state-of-the-art stadiums because they're hosting the 2030 World Cup.
They've made flipping 2 or 3 state-of-the-art stadiums,
no,
man.
the final, the
won the Tangier one today.
The
Tangier was really nice.
The World Cup final in 2030, I think it's being held in Morocco. The final that's going to be 100,000 seater. That's the one they're building. That's the one they actually.
Have you not seen the one, the Tangier one and the Rabat one? They're flipping.
But the
stadiums, man.
The stadium has nothing to do with the officiating, the playing quality.
I'm not saying the officiating is a bit shit.
This
AFCON it looked 10 times better than previous years, if I'm honest. I'm not having a disrespect to the ones who hosted it before, but the stadiums, the way everything was, it looked like a lot different to previous years. So fair play to them. Hopefully within 10, 15 years, and then the Europeans don't fucking nick half of the players, they'll improve and get better.
And look, hopefully Egypt do go on at least win the last game. So, a bronze medal is never bad. A bronze medal is still a winner's medal. So
what to wait on bronze medal? What should we do with the fucking bronze medal? To wait on apne bronze medal.
I think back
before you go, it is the worst and the most. I never understand why they play this third place playoff. Okay, in the Olympics, for the sake of a bronze medal like Guehi, World Cup, who gives a shit about third place playoff? Yeah,
it is actually a useless game.
For that game.
It is a useless game.
But they have a third place at the World Cup as well, don't they?
It's a useless game. Yeah, but it's a useless game.
It is a useless game. Yeah, you're right.
So look, it's all a bit of fun and games. It's all a bit of love and thingy. I can see I've definitely riled up the likes of Saif Ali Khan, Abi Ford, and his loser mentality. Thank you very much, sir. It's good. It's good to keep him engaged. Don't block anyone. It's all good. Look, back to business. Hopefully, look, Salah is. I know he's not going to be back for the Burnley game because he has got that third.
One second. I need to address this. Before you say anything. Snake goes, Salah choking in final games like usual. Never helped us in any tournaments after quarters. Is he talking about Egypt or is he talking about Liverpool? If he's talking about Liverpool, he arguably put up the greatest ever semi-final performance in Champions League history against Roma at Anfield. 2 goals, 2 assists. So please, with a bit of respect on his name. I Snake TK, wherever you are, yeah? You've come from him a few times. Come to me with facts, bro, then talk. Anyway, carry on.
Look, everyone's going to say a little bit here and there.
No, but don't lie.
But that's one game you've named, isn't it? You named one game.
Semi-finals, arguably the
How many
greatest
semi-finals?
ever.
How
No,
many
he said he's
semi-finals
never
has he
done it
been
after the
involved in?
quarters.
Yeah,
He
but
said
how
he's
many
never done it after.
semi-finals?
He said he's never done it after the quarters. The comment was he's never done it after the quarters. I'll
But
give you
one
my answer.
semi-final in 16 games, Gene. Is that good
Okay,
enough?
okay,
I don't know.
okay, Ave.
Anyway, listen, his legacy remains intact. Salah FC, thank you very much. Salute, bottle. Back to business, back to the professional side of things at Liverpool. Asim, Mark Guehi, it's probably a regurgitating conversation on the channel for the past week. Look, I see it as this. I think he has a gentleman's agreement where he is going to stay till the end of the season, and then he will join the football club of his choice, which I still believe is going to be Liverpool at the end of the season. Gets a good payoff, 10 million signing on fee.
Yeah.
I think that'll coincide with Olivier Glasner leaving too.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think the Glasner you mentioned, I think he just I think either today or yesterday he came out and more or less, I'm sure I read it. I'm just paraphrasing now. And he said that. Oh, sorry. I thought you were trying to come in there. And he said, look, Salah, Guehi is more than likely going to stay. And the silence over the last maybe week has created a few rumors where are Manchester City completing the Semenyo deal and then going to really push hard on Guehi? Is there Arsenal lurking around? A few rumors started about a week ago, especially once he started talking to that little graphic that everyone saw on Twitter, a video, of Guehi talking to Madueke and the rest of the English lads. And, there is a natural attraction, a natural interest from Arsenal for quite a while. And, it would mean he stays in London. And so there's some natural interest, natural attraction there, especially from Palace to Arsenal, going on to win, probably for me, the Premier League this season. So you can see it. But my hope is that, look, I don't know the guy personally. Nobody does on here. But what we're told is he's a professional lad. He's very down to earth, very modest. He sort of values his word. And he's given his word to Liverpool that he'll join them in the summer. Now, I think maybe Liverpool made some contact, or he might have tried to initiate some contact as well within the club that, is there a possibility for me to go? And maybe the manager doesn't want him to go. I think if Liverpool put a bit of a premium down, they could make Palace think about it. Like, Palace are not going to win, top 4, top 6, whatever. As long as and I don't even know where they are, but they have been playing shit recently. As long as they avoid relegation, that's all that matters to them, even if they really capitulate. But I think he might have initiated that contact. There was some talk about a week and a half ago that he's not happy. He might want a conversation. Palace might have shut it down, even though if you really go hard and put that premium down, Parish might think about it. He's, at the end of the day, he cooks the books, doesn't he? So, but Liverpool, I've always said, have looked at this signing and the player as an opportunistic signing. If you sign him in the market when he's got 3-4 years on his contract, he would be a 40-50 million pound signing easily, judging by what everyone else is going for in today's market. But now Liverpool last year didn't want to go over around about 25-30 million or whatever it was, and most certainly 6 months ago. But Liverpool's silence tells me that they're still confident that they land the player in the summer. And it will help them with the PSR issues as well, getting an English international for free. So he's a valuable asset, even if they do decide to sell him in 3-4 years. And they'll also keep their powder dry for other targets in the summer. Now, I don't necessarily agree with that, because I don't want Liverpool to put all the eggs in one basket in the Mark Guehi deal for the summer, and then just look at that top 4, top 5 situation, thinking, we can guarantee it, even if we don't invest in the back line. But it remains to be seen. I raised the point yesterday to Ben and Jean that I hope and pray Liverpool have just put that narrative out, saying, look, we're going to keep our powder dry, but in the behind the scenes are still looking, because judging by our injury situation, the whole of Europe knows Liverpool are looking. Make no mistake about it, whatever they say. Whether they're going to press that button in January or press the button, they're most certainly going to press it in the summer. Whether they go and press it in January remains to be seen. But the most likely, the likelihood is Mark Guehi, just to come back to your original question, is I think he's going to stay. But I think Liverpool will look elsewhere in the next 15 days if they can bring in someone. But they won't bring in someone where there's no long-term plan for them. Like, a Kabak or anyone, even a half-decent player, they won't do that. There is a problem with Liverpool's squad planning at the moment. There's a lot of players that he wants to play, but he doesn't want to play, but are taking non-homegrown situation. But as much as we all want Liverpool to sign a player, they have to do something. They have to just move a few pieces around to get those spots available. Only one is needed just to improve the back line. But then you're sort of harming the front line if you go years ago, because we've already won down. We're short. And with Isak, we're playing with literally about 3 attackers. So Liverpool squad planning and the situation, no one saw it. They need to do something. They're putting it out there that Liverpool don't want to, and they're relaxed. But in all honesty, I don't think they're relaxed. They know they need to do something. But the situation isn't ideal. But it's a fascinating 15 days. Gene will tell me that we're not going to do anything. They're doing jack shit. They've got too many problems. But I hope they do, because the situation is very, very desperate.
All right, Gene, before I address you, listen, guys, I don't mind personal jibes at me. Call me whatever you want. When you start including family members, any pussy boy behavior like that, you will get banned. And I don't care who you are. So, Safe 88, behave yourself. Yeah, be a little bit classy. Yeah, and if you can't do that, then don't come to this channel. Simple as. And he was going off at others as well. So it is what it is. I think the Salah talk obviously triggered him. But yeah, let's carry on. Gene, for me, it doesn't seem as if Guehi is one of those to really dig his heels in and say, I want to go Liverpool. It does seem as if he is a relaxed individual, a bit too relaxed. And look, I kind of appreciate that. I kind of respected his stance when he came out. And I think it was an England due, and they asked him about the failed Liverpool move. And he was like, look, it's all good. I'm at Crystal Palace. I will fulfill my commitment to this club. And then we'll talk when there needs to be, when a situation arises. I don't think he digs his heels in. I think that might have taken us aback. But I think in a nutshell, there's a gentleman's agreement where he's probably said to Liverpool, look, I will sign in the summer. Give me my little pay packet and a bonus for me and my agent, which could be in the tune of 5 to 10 million. And he comes in the summer. I was expecting a January move, and it didn't happen. No, I expect something. Expecting something and happening is two different things. But it could be where he comes in the summer, which I don't mind either. It does leave us short 100% because Gomez is back and we don't know his availability. I will question Konate's commitment towards the latter end of the season, because he'll be vying for a move, because it doesn't seem as if he's going to be signing a new contract. So you've said negligence, and I think that's correct. I think we will leave ourselves short. Even if you get in a Jeremy Jacquet or a Ordonez, a 19, 20-year-old, you won't thrust him in straight away in that first 11.
But we don't need to then. We don't need to though, Avi. If Jeremy Jacquet and Ordonez come, we don't need to put him into the team straight away. Well, if we've got some ambition to play FA Cup games as well, I know we've got Brighton, but hopefully we've got some easy ties coming up in the next, if we get past Brighton. I don't want Konate and Van Dijk playing every single FA Cup game. We've got no choice at the moment. Well, that is the problem, because we only got one right back that's got 2 hamstring injuries as well. And I don't want to see Szoboszlai playing right back in an FA Cup tie. So that's the problem. We got Joe Gomez covering 2 positions. With all due respect, he can't cover 1 position. Never mind 2.
No, I think they should go on, Gene.
In terms of Guehi, Avi, look, if there's a gentleman's agreement that he will come in the summer, because Liverpool, end of the day, Palace did us over last minute, agreed the deal, then pulled the plug, and Liverpool decided, right, we're not going to give you anything. Fine, no problem. I'm good with that. If that was what was agreed with Guehi, and if we told Guehi, you know what, whatever happens, whoever comes in for January, you're coming to us. We've agreed everything, and he said, okay, he's given our word, and I'm okay with that. And I think that's a good move for Liverpool and a good deal to do, especially in the summer. But that doesn't mean you stay static right now. That doesn't mean you just say, okay, TK, whatever's going to happen is going to happen because we're signing Mark Guehi. We've got a centre-back 35 years old. We've got one that's out of contract in the summer. We've got Joe Gomez is always injured. Yeah, so we need at least 2 centre-backs. So what my thingy was, okay, if you're
not
bringing
getting
in a
2 in
game...
January. You won't get 2 in January, though.
No, Guehi's going to come in the summer. So that's one done. Which is probably he's one that you're looking at, you know what, a starter sort of level. You've got a Leone. Gomez is probably going to go as well, if we're honest, yeah? You definitely still need one centre-back. All I was thinking was bring in somebody like, you know, a Jeremy Jacquet or an Ordonez who's going to, you know, who's 19, 20 years old, another year. Guys, Leone came when he was 20 or something. We watched 45 minutes of football with him and we said, you know what? He's good enough to play for Liverpool. Who's to say Ordonez comes and plays 2 good games and we might think, you know what? This guy's good enough to play. He's versatile. He can play on in the right back position, which we need right now because we've lost Bradley. So you've got more cover, somebody who's going to be there at the club longer. It's all about succession planning at the same time. It's not just in the summer, we just replaced players. There was no succession planning. Ben and Asim spoke about this yesterday. And this was my biggest gripe with this flipping board right now is, one injury away, Avi. Literally one injury away. And you can say goodbye to Champions League. Winning Champions League, if there is a chance that we're going to get to Budapest, you believe we know there's a chance. Why are we giving up on an opportunity of trying to get to a final of the biggest competition in Europe? And then you've got to try to make Champions League football. Imagine that happens because we didn't sign bloody a centre back for 30 million quid, on Ordonez for 35 million quid. I don't accept that. I simply don't accept when you need 3 in one position, minimum 2. I don't accept that there's no centre backs out there that you can't buy. I don't buy it. I think it's bollocks.
Asim,
And that's my issue with them.
Asim, if Guehi say if that's a contractual agreement done in summer, and they know now that we need to go and buy another defender. We need a base of at least minimum 4. You know, that would be a Van Dijk, a Guehi. Then you need essentially 2 more. Konate and Gomez, you probably think that they would go. Gomez, I know, has a year to run. Maybe he sticks around. But you still need 2 defenders. And I know Leone, but Leone will need a lot of time. Probably going to be back in preseason, but he will need a lot of time. Forget him for the first 6 months. That's what I say. Let him ease himself in. Maybe, like cup games like he was, essentially going to be given this season. But do you think from what you've heard, Asim, that they will pull the trigger in January for a defender? Say, be it an Ordonez, a Jeremy Jacquet. And before I go on, and I know we've brought in 3 centre-backs. We won't go into their names. I can't even pronounce them myself. Guehi, Enekafoa from Burnley, and there was another one, isn't there, that we brought from Austria. There is talk that we like this starlet from Bayern Munich, Cassiano Chiala. He's a centre-back as well, very highly thought of. But again, he's 18. He's not going to be coming into that first team. So I am looking around at Jeremy Jacquet, and I think that's the talk of the town by Indy, it seems, though, as if he's releasing some news today. But Joel Ordonez, who was big on the money, and, we were having a little bit of a joke and a laugh with my agent, Simon, out in Ecuador. But surely we do pull the trigger on someone, Asim, in January.
The thing with Jeremy Jacquet is, Avi, is he doesn't need to be registered as a non-homegrown player. So in the meantime, you don't need to. We were just talking about you have to do, you have to move a few pieces, Endo, Chiesa, or Bajcetic, or a few others. You don't need to do it. And like I said, if Konate was injured, hope that never doesn't happen. But if he was, then we'd have to bring someone in, and whether they're 25 or 18, we'd have to put them into the team.
I fear if that was to happen, Konate gets an injury in the next week and a half. I loan deal. I fear it could be like an emergency loan deal, like a Ben Davis Kabak kind of deal, which would be utter stupidity if that was the route.
Look, from what I understand, they've scouted Jeremy Jacquet a few times this season. They do like him. There's Arsenal interest. There's a few other clubs are monitoring Jeremy Jacquet this season as well. He's clearly a good player. So there's plenty of potential. And like I said, if the situation was really desperate, but there was concerns about putting in a guy where you're chasing top 4, then I could sort of understand it. We still got the experience of Joe Gomez not playing every week, but at least he's covered a position. But I don't want Joe Gomez covering two positions. That is the problem. And we're talking about Frimpong, and he has been playing well in the right back and right wing roles. But the problem is Avi, whenever I look at Jeremy Frimpong, I mentioned it in pre-season, whenever I see Liverpool play, that right back is so intense. And from day one, I said, I can see a situation where Bradley plays the Premier League games and Frimpong plays the Champions League games and vice versa. Is because that in the role was so intense, and we've seen that. And both players have broken down. And yeah, Bradley was a bit unlucky. But let's be honest, you know, the kid has a history of getting injured. And, you know, this was his season to grasp that opportunity and become Liverpool's number 1 right back and become the replacement of Trent. And the manager's been talking about it. He had the same conversations with him, but he's broke down. And it's a nasty injury. But at the end of the day, Liverpool have to look at the availability, and we have to invest. We have to invest. And the problem now Liverpool have is they've got 6 defenders fit, and we've got 9 games in January. But Robbo and Kirkes and Frimpong, 3 of them are fullbacks. We've got Van Dijk, we've got Gomez, and we've got Kanate. And you can argue, yes, Kanate has been decent in the last 12 months in terms of muscle injuries. But the way he runs, and honestly, especially when he covers space, he gets there, but then has a few limps, and then he grimaces, and I think, oh no, please don't pull up. Please don't pull up. And the more we make him run, and the more we're stretched defensively, he's going to pull up. And the big games are going to come. We might get away with it against the likes of Barnsley and the likes of Leeds and Sunderland, who've come and parked a bus. But better teams who've got a counter-attacking threat will stretch us, because we are going to play better teams. And the team's been talking about it for the last month or so. Just wait till we get to the mid-January where we play proper players, proper strikers who run the other way as well. And we can't afford to let see Kanate and Van Dijk. I would bring Jeremy Jacquet in. For me, he's a player with potential. He's a player that you can see him in Liverpool's side for the next 10 years. So for me, there's no risk. And even if one reason or another that he doesn't perform and doesn't cut it at Liverpool, you're still protecting his transfer value, because he's young and he's still, you know, he still will have the potential. Even if he fails, hypothetically speaking, at Liverpool, someone else will take him. And what would he cost? 30-40 million pounds in January? He won't cost more than that. So it's strange, Avi, why Liverpool are not pressing the button, because all we've been talking about, because we were talking about before Bradley's injury, that we don't want Mark Guehi to come in the 15th of Jan. We want Mark Guehi to be signed and carrying a red shirt on the 1st of Jan. On the 1st, because the situation was desperate before Bradley's injury. But the more I think about it, the more you have to think about, maybe there's an overarching problem or overarching reason as to why they're not going for it. 1, do they think this manager is good enough? 2, is he good enough to get top 4? And 3, more importantly, have they got their eyes on another manager that they want to give the money to? They think this manager will get him top 4, but that's it. We're giving this kitty to the next one who comes through the door. I don't know.
Avi, question to you. Obviously, you're the big. You like Slot, but obviously you understand. But now Alonso's available. Yeah, if you've not really.
No, hold on. Oh, yeah, please. I got.
No,
you're
but I'm talking about the players.
No, you're going on a different subject.
No, I'm talking about buying players. You listen to the fucking question before you start yapping.
Yeah,
man.
Alonso.
No, I'm just saying. Look, now that he's available. If money comes available, would you give Slot that money?
I don't think Slot has much of a say anyway.
He's giving him 80. Oh, what happened? Who missed a penalty?
Morocco missed.
Yes.
Is this the first penalty?
Second.
Oh yeah, you're talking as if he's got bloody links in Morocco. You're Baskari. Today was Egypt. Now look, it doesn't matter when you're on.
My own.
You swap sides like a bloody.
My own inners.
Like a yo-yo. Crying tears for Egypt earlier on. Now you're going to cry tears for Morocco.
I like him.
Can I get okay? Look,
Him.
look. I don't think Slot has much. Look, he has some say in signings, but I think the way the team is operating and the way the hierarchy work, I think they will make the suggestions, and Slot will roll with the punches and say, okay, yeah, he fits the system, he fits the way we want to play, or I want to implement the structure and whatnot. I think that's what happens. Alonso coming in, I think maybe Alonso's.
Look at this. This
Save,
is
mate.
This is a very bad show.
This is
Trust me, it's a
unprofessional.
Very bad show.
This
Very
is.
bad.
I put myself on mute.
Like, no,
Why didn't you just do? Why didn't you just do a Morocco bloody watch along?
No, why don't we just me and you? Well, you should have done a show, Asim.
Yeah, yeah. Look at this. Look at this, man.
Asim, I'll give you a scenario then. You know, I like my scenarios. Would you take Van der Ven and Guehi in the summer if it meant no signings? No. Hold on, let me rephrase this. Would you take Van der Ven and Guehi in the summer if it meant we only get a loan deal for Ronald Araujo from Barcelona in January?
So I have to take Araujo.
Yeah, you only get a Ronald Araujo who will come in
He's
January
also
on
got
loan.
injury problems.
He's got a bit of mental health.
Yeah. And
but in the summer you're guaranteed Mickey Van der Ven and Mark Guehi.
I take that.
You take that?
I would take that.
Yeah, okay. I think it's a
I
big
would take
risk.
it. It is a big risk, but I know he's got his injury problems, but he's got talent.
No, he's got talent. He's talented. He's got some he's got some mental health.
Look at this
issues.
guy.
Avi, your boy Ben Seguir scored.
Seguir.
Chine, my brother. Chine, my brother. Chine, my brother. Ben Seguir.
Oh, what are you doing, man? Get a bloody on camera.
It's really bad today, guys. I can only apologize. Usually it's me who acts like the class clown, but this guy honestly is.
This is ridiculous.
It's
You
bloody
tell us what's
penalties,
happening.
man. What the hell's wrong with
I know.
you?
Tell us what's happening then, isn't it?
Eh?
Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, Ben Seguir.
I'm listening. I'm being professional today. Don't tell me
Alhamdulillah.
later on that you let me down.
What's
That's what I've got. Come on.
What's the score? What's the score in the penalties?
2-1.
How many penalties left?
You know, it's going as a both have missed one each, but obviously the Morocco took first.
So
2-2. Carry on.
Just wait. Just wait now till the
Oh, it's been 5 minutes, man.
No, it's fine then. They will wait. We'll want to watch you.
Get the chat to keep us updated. Get the chat.
I'll get the chat to keep us up there. Go on.
Gina, I asked Asim the same scenario. I'll ask you again the scenario. Mickey Van der Ven and Mark Guehi.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. If it meant you only get Ronald Araujo from Barcelona on loan.
You know, Araujo, I think he's a normal Araujo. Probably yes. I would have said, you know, you're guaranteeing me 2 Premier League good centre backs. I'll take them, right? But he's just come back from I think, and he had an issue, like a mental sort of issue. I don't know 100%, dog.
Really?
Yeah, and he's just come back. Yeah, he's just come back. I don't know. I know he came out against Real Madrid, and yeah, I think that was his first game back. He came off the bench, and that's why they let him do the trophy lift and all that type of stuff. So
3-2.
I'm not 100% how he is in terms of state of mind, Avi. And we need players that are like sort of ready. So that's a bit of an issue, man. But you're guaranteeing me 2 really, really good ones, Asim.
He's on loan though. There's no risk, is there?
No, this is what I'm saying. It's we bring in a centre back if we need, and then you've got 2 Premier League who've played here, pace. I know Van der Ven's got a bit of an injury, a question mark regarding his fitness, but still, I think I'd be happy. Come on, would you guys be happy with Van der Ven and Guehi in the summer? If I have
a feeling, Asim, that we could well go big in the summer in the centre back positions. Like I could see a Van der Ven and a Mark Guehi coming in.
I agree.
I can see that.
What happened? They missed.
Morocco.
Yeah.
They missed. Nigeria missed.
No, yeah, they need to score to win.
Morocco through.
What? Oh, did he not save? He went past the ball, the ball's going to have to do this.
While we're talking Morocco, do you know what Unahi at Liverpool? But
he's a really good player, you know.
Like you said I want Unahi. You used to have a conversation with
maybe I did.
I'll take Unahi.
I'm not lying.
You said it. You were saying this during the Qatar World Cup.
Oh, Al Nassiri to send them to the final. You have to see this.
When's he taking it?
Scores!
Morocco and Senegal, eh?
Morocco, chalo, yara. Morocco, do your thing against Senegal.
No, come on, man.
And
Mane,
that's
innit?
it's
Brother
nice. Don't
Mane.
mention.
What happened to
Yeah,
Brother Mane?
brother, all of Morocco's brothers.
Yeah, I have a feeling as that we go big for 2 recognized centre backs in the summer.
I agree.
I think it's the area where we will go top heavy and just bombard it. Because look, Virgil only has a look. We presume he won't get a renewed contract.
Yeah.
And he will at 37. He'll be 36, I believe, in June. You do feel that this will be his last season. So I can see us getting 2 recognized defenders and just giving him that season to transition when one finally takes the mantelpiece from Virgil.
I think Liverpool signed 3 defenders in the summer.
Centre backs, but one sort of left-sided.
Yeah.
You know,
I
if you
can
mean
see Liverpool getting Guehi. Oh, I thought Avi's going to show us something there.
No, who's that?
I can see Liverpool getting Guehi. Someone like Schlotterbeck / Van der Ven.
There's talk of Stotterbeck to Madrid, Asim.
I know Gino was saying it as well that day. Gino was saying it. And then on the right hand side, I think Liverpool could bring someone in like a Jacquet or a Ordonez or someone else like that. So yeah,
if that's guaranteeing you 3, if we do business like that, Asim, 3, it's actually really good business. If we're honest, right? That is really, really good business. My issue is yard. If it is a Jacquet or an Ordonez, that 3rd centre back, just bring him now, man. Go and might have to pay 5 to 10 million extra, but you need him right now. That's my issue.
But Gene, what about if Liverpool have had encouragement from Van der Ven's representatives to say, listen, 60, 70 million this summer, we could see him leaving Spurs, and we'll push for that move to come to Liverpool.
Okay, TK, that's fine. And look, if we're gonna go for 3, then I understand it, but there has to be one that you have to pull the trigger on, man. Otherwise, bro, you might look. If we miss out on Champions League football, what are we gonna do with them 3 centre backs? Play on fucking Thursday night in the Europa League.
Gene, we still have. I know what you mean, but regardless of Liverpool getting Champions League or Europa League, they still have to invest in some quality defenders in the summer.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you don't need to invest, but come on, man. It allows you financially and everything. It's going to hurt Liverpool a lot. And who's to we miss out on Champions League? Who's to say we're going to get them 3 then?
But do you think that the element of Liverpool not wanting to give this manager the money now?
No, because Asim, if you think about it, the hierarchy is always planned 2 years in advance, isn't it? That's the word, isn't it, that we get? That they already have data, like a 2-year data on certain players from their database where they will pull the trigger on. So, like I said before, I'm not sure how much Slot has in terms of a say, but I definitely do think that they go around they meet around the table and say, look, these are what we envision for the team, and I'm pretty sure Slot would have never have said, I don't want a Frimpong, I don't want a Kirkes, I don't want a Wirtz, I don't want an Isak, I don't want an Ekitike. I'm sure if those players were offered to any manager, they would say, yeah, go and get them, because at the time, those players were respectively on form for their clubs. And we've seen it now with Frimpong finally turning up, Wirtz finally turning up, Ekitike finally showing his worth as well. Not finally, but Ekitike has been doing it from the start of the season. Those players, you do know now why we had to be a little bit patient and why, we're bearing the fruition now of their work. I look at someone like, Kirkes is coming good as well. And Isak, you grab that guy and then he gets injured, which is unfortunate. But the signings were starting to, and you could see the potential of Leone. So you could see the window was good, but there was a little bit more to do. Like you kept mentioning that, look, we need a left winger, we need a centre back. I think, Asim, we run the risk, and I can see it, where we just go as we are in January, which would be, look, everything that Gina's been saying in the last 48 hours, 72 hours, a lot in the last week, negligence and gross misconduct, and it's criminal. You'd have to agree with him. But I can also see this club already talking to the players like a Van der Ven and a Guehi and saying, listen, we need your word now. And maybe they've given it.
I don't blame the manager.
Mickey Van der Ven's interview on Overlap,
that
was quite telling as well, what he told Gary Neville.
I don't blame the manager, Avi, in terms of He was given this 450 million pound, and then it's all on Slot. At the end of the day, there's a reason why they called him coach. He's not manager. We can't call him manager. But after the first press conference, all the questions are to him. So he acts like the manager, but in around that table that you were talking about, in that scenario, he doesn't hold the veto. If Michael Edwards or Richard Hughes doesn't fancy the player, and Slot does, the call for me, in my opinion, is not with Slot. Where I blame the manager is, look, yes, he was part of the conversation. I don't think it was a kind of a conversation where Slot is saying, look, I don't want Milos Kerkez. Go get me someone else. And Richard, you said, no, you're taking Kerkez. I don't think that it was a collective. 100%. So that's why we can't blame Slot altogether. Where I blame Slot is not recognizing the fact that Kerkez is not a Mendes. You've been talking about PSG for the last 12 months, and you try to make him play like Mendes. You try to make Frimpong and Bradley especially play like Trent. That is where I believe that manager needs to the profiling of players on how they come into the system is on the manager more than the hierarchy. Hierarchy is go to the manager and say, what do you want? What do you require? And the manager tells them, they come with a short list of players. Here they are. Which do you want? 1, 2, 3. We think this guy's good, and they provide the data for the manager. But that is the reason why most of our problems were because Slot just tried to just copy and paste last year's tactics, and the teams, got onto it. The back end of last season had pre-season to really study Liverpool, and Liverpool had the same idea. And Liverpool, in terms of, obviously we don't want to go into it, that is the crux. So in terms of looking to getting in Kerkez and Bradley and all these guys into last year's system, that's where he needs to take a lot of responsibility for.
Do you envision a fruitful summer again at Liverpool, Gene?
Fruitful.
If you mean Liverpool will do business if we get into the Champions League, yes. I think Liverpool will do business because they don't have a choice. They have to. They know
how
that.
Many do you then realistically? How many do you see coming in that will push the first team? No academy, no hot shots or potential. Name me a number of players that you see that will go into that first team or on that clutch.
5.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same. Asim?
How many did you say, Avi?
I'm saying 5 as well.
5. I think
you're looking at 3 defenders already.
I think we bring 6 in.
Wow.
I think we bring 6.
I think 5 in terms of who will really charge for the first team. Make a push for the first team because we don't have a choice: right winger, left winger, and I think we will give. I think we're gonna do 2 centre backs, not 3. United days, if you ask me, I think we're gonna do 2. I think we're gonna do a midfielder.
Think about it. We're gonna need a replacement for Endo. We're gonna need a replacement for Chiesa. That's 2 already.
Salah replacement. Let's be honest.
3. Gomez.
4.
Robo. We're on 5 already.
Konate.
Potentially.
I think what we will do with Chiesa, I think we'll beef up one of the forwards from the academy, but we definitely need a left winger or
forward? Forward?
We definitely need a right
winger.
winger.
So last year it was Rio's pathway. Whose pathway is this summer? Let's hear it.
No, in terms of Chiesa, I think we will look at what we have in the academy, Asim.
I don't want.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling. We know of this young starlet that is going around again, Joshua Abe. I have a feeling that I don't know who it is, maybe his dad or his agent is telling the club that we need assurances. And he's only 15, 16, by the way, but are asking the club for assurances that, listen, this kid is probably as good or it will not be, or if not be better than what you've got in Rio Ngumoha. I think we run the risk of losing him if we don't give that kid assurances in the summer, or if we're not giving him assurances right now. We've seen him go to Madrid, whether it was a visit tour via PLG, who's Trent's brother's agent or whatnot. We saw a picture of him being at Anfield this week at the Barnsley game. It could be that he did playing a bit of tit for tat, which is fine, but it's a club like ours really don't like that in these youngsters. But I think he might want assurances that, listen, I want to be part of this pre-season in the summer. And he's only 15, 16.
Yeah, look, he's obviously there's a lot of hype about him. You know, everything like you mentioned. He's one player that everybody has heard about. We know that this is supposed to be a really, really good player, and who's obviously developing. Ali just mentioned he hasn't even played for the under 21s yet. On fucking, with all due respect, you haven't played an under 21 level game, if that's the truth. And
But neither did Rio. Neither did Rio, really, did he?
No, Rio's a bit. Rio, Avi, you knew. You know what?
Are we all? I say all. There's only two of you here. Are you both pretty sure on Rio that he's a stick on? Like he will be a Liverpool
I mean,
first?
nobody's ever a stick on at the age of 17.
No,
nobody's a guaranteed to say, "Oh, this guy's gonna smash it." Yes, I think he's got a lot of potential. I think he'll do well. But
the hype and everything. Do you think that this boy's the real deal?
I think I've seen enough in him to say that, you know what, I think he can make it.
Asim?
I've seen enough in him so far to say, okay, he's got a chance.
I think he can make it, but he needs a season where he just goes plays football. He desperately needs to play football. We're getting told that he needs 2 days off, Avi. 2 days off every week because we're scared about the sort of also potential stress fractures and stuff like that. But look, mate, call me a cynic, but he's 17, isn't he?
16? Yeah, 17.
17. How old is Esteval?
18, 19?
18. 1 year, but Esteval looks different physically.
No, I think physically he's all right. I think his physical stature is fine, Rio.
You're cleaning up because you got
I have a slight concern over Rio's talent,
quality,
and development. Yeah, I do.
Quality.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I've never been. Look, don't get me wrong. The tricks, the flicks, the work that we saw at Chelsea, the clips that we've seen of Liverpool, love it. I've never been fully sold on him, and I know he's only 17. I get that. He's a talent. I just have a little worry, Gene. It's one of those just conscious over.
Do you think you don't think he's got the pace? Do you not think he can beat a man?
I don't want to be harsh on youngsters anymore because I was very harsh on Harvey Elliott very early on. I just don't know. I just can't see him being a first team starter in this Liverpool team, even in a couple of years, even when he's fully bodied out, even when he's matured in stature, physically. I just can't see him being a first 11 player. That's my only worry. I hope I'm wrong.
Why? He's close ahead.
Sometimes there's things that you can't describe it at the time, but you just think you know how sometimes it's the eye. You know, sometimes you just look at something and you think, I'm not too sure. I am not too sure. I want to be wrong. And look, the clips that we've seen, even against Barnsley, impressive. He was good. 17 years old. People saying, the end product, this, that. But look, how many games he's not had that much minutes, regardless of Slot. So I think Slot uses sometimes his terminology is very silly when he says he's the most minutes with 7. I think that's really silly. I think Rio should have been given a lot more chances. That finish against Newcastle, that was a composed finish in the 97th minute. That's me having egg on my face. But it just gives me some weird feelings. That's it.
What I would say about Rio is this season, Avi, whenever he's come on, generally speaking, it's like a desperation act.
Yeah.
Go on, lad. Go do me something.
And that pressure in itself, a pressure that he shouldn't be having on his shoulders at 17.
But what I would, when I bring in a kid, is either when we're winning 2-3-0, the opposition are attacking us, and the space is there. This season, with our confidence shot as well, whenever he's been coming on, he's got about 6 defenders to go at.
Yeah.
And to be fair to him, fucking hell, I'm not being a cynic here, but when he's come on, I thought he's done all right. He's fucking only played that can beat a man. He came on that day, I thought, and he came on, he did try to do.
Does he beat a man with ease, or does he just beat a man? There's a difference. There's a difference between beating a man. I don't think he can beat a man like a, dare I say, like a Yamal or like a proper dribbler.
Yamal, you guys.
But again, don't
supposedly 1 second.
Don't take me
look where you're going. You're going Yamal.
When one guy's
That's my
mentioning
fans.
Yamal, one guy's mentioning the biggest kid from Brazilian football that's come out of there in the last since 10 years. Esteval, he was
Well,
the
we're
kid.
champions. We're
Yeah,
champions
but
of
come
England.
on, man. You
Bars high.
have to tone it down a little bit. Look who you're comparing with.
Okay, go on.
You're thinking of fucking signing Messi and
Gene,
Ronaldo right now.
Rio
Calm down.
Rio Ngumoha 2 years ago was the hottest prospect at Chelsea at Cobham.
Yes.
They are reeling to this day, probably, that we were able to get him from the clutches of Chelsea and bring him to Liverpool. People have been know about this kid for the last sort of 18 months, even before he came to Liverpool. There's a lot of hype between for Rio and Ngumoha. My biggest fear is that he's not going to get enough football to really develop. For me, he needs to go out unknown for a season in the
That's fine. I think
we all agree with
he
that.
needs a 40 to 45 game season.
He does.
I'm sorry, but at Liverpool, the snippets he's getting, it's not good enough, guys.
Yeah, no,
and I think part of that also hampered on Harvey Elliott. Look, for me, Harvey Elliott just didn't have the physicality or that turn of pace, that quick, that tune up to take a player on. And I think we found sort of discrepancies of where his true position was, Harvey Elliott's. Unfortunately, it wasn't at Liverpool. Villa, Emery has a certain style. He's not fitting there either. I just need Rio to be playing football week in and week out before I can say, you know what, I have.
You know what's the biggest joke? Alex just mentioned it. Is he's not getting game with the 21s.
No, he's not. And yesterday, trade Naomi.
That is the biggest, as he described it. That is criminal.
Another point as well.
Not going to give him time with the team. The first team, bloody let him play under the 18s and 21s. Then,
yeah. And Neoni's another one, Gene, who in the last 2 years, I've not seen him physically grow in stature, like his upper body shape, or just put on a bit more. He's a scrawny little kid as well. I think he's talented.
I saw him walking.
He doesn't look as if he's physically toned either.
He doesn't. I saw them when they were walking past. In the Fulham game when they go for the walk, and there was a video, and I looked at him. I thought, "Hey, Ajay, bachai this now, right? Looks 8."
Yeah.
And look, sometimes some kids take a bit longer to develop. We have to understand that. Yeah, Rio is just turned 17, boys. Just like I think it's October or September he turned 17. Just calm down a little bit, man. We can't be expecting too much. He's a 17-year-old kid. And let him go. I completely agree. Send him on loan. Give him his first loan might not even work. Doesn't matter. You work on him. If you believe in a player like him, give him another. Send him on another one. Maybe when he gets to 19, 20, Arsenal had Saliba for 3 years.
Yeah,
I'm sure they had him for 2 years. It took him time. Send him on loan. They got him to a place when he was ready to coming back. Okay, now it's time to hit it.
Asim, I was looking at some data. I have a very keen interest thanks to your LFC subscription app that you've given me. I also I did a little bit of a data sort of analysis on the youngsters and the injuries about what Slot was mentioning about. Listen, these players look as if they've been overtrained. James McConnell had a fair few injuries in the last sort of year or so. Bobby Clark had a fair few injuries before he got to Derby, and I think he's playing for Derby now on loan. Jayden Downs, we know about the stress fractures and the injuries that he's had. I look at someone like Callum Scanlon. I know he had a couple of loan spells, but even at the academy level, he's picked up injuries. Connor Bradley, the Emirates one, that was I think that was just the way his foot and knee turned. That was uncalled, but he's had his fair few injuries as well. There is proof that these players, Bajicic is another. There is proof that these players were going through like strict sort of the demands were too high for their bodies. For young bodies, they shouldn't be.
And it doesn't help coming through Liverpool and your manager is Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Cade Gordon's another one. Cade Gordon actually had he had some health issues. But yeah, he's picked up I think ACL as well.
We're talking about the youngsters, like that training with Klopp. Yeah, they had loan spells, but they had decent spells at Liverpool whilst Klopp was here. Look what that Gergen press did to Fabinho and Henderson and Wijnaldum and Lallana.
Some would say, look what's happened to Trent.
Muscle
Last
injuries.
2 years, he was in and out of the team.
And Thiago goes, he taught me how to run. But I'm not having a go at Jurgen Klopp, but it's that type of training sessions, and his training sessions was hard, really hard. And I was talking to a doctor who's worked at Liverpool, and he was saying, look, this guy's hard, and even sometimes we give him medical advice. He don't give a shit. He wants training to be really, really hard and take it onto the pitch on match day. And that's, and look, he's brought him a lot of success. But you need a decent squad. You need a decent squad, and these bodies can't cope. And just what we've been talking about, the physicality of the league, the duels, all that sort of stuff is just gone. The requirements now to fill your bodies are really, if you're going to go onto that pitch and you're age 16, age 17, you need to make sure you can look after yourself, not just protect the ball, but make sure you run the hard yards on and off the ball. And look, we saw like Ranieri, he had a decent start at Arsenal, but then the thing is he's got Saka, so his minutes, and then Odegaard is here number 10, Ranieri, and he got some minutes there, and then it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Then they had that 15-year-old who's still at college. What's his name?
Dowman.
Max Dowman. Yeah, so he just got injured. So maybe it's all these smash burgers that youngsters are having these days.
Josh Media, thank you for tuning in. I did see that interview. I think it was Ben Foster. I think it's Ben Foster and Steven Sidwell, is it? Their podcast. I did see Ox say it. Ox said he goes those first 3 months, and I think that's when he was in and out of the team, and Klopp was trying to get him up to speed. He goes, I've never seen anything like it, Chin. He goes, it was strenuous.
Well, you know what? One thing he looked, when he was on it for that month, 2 months, he looked mega fit though.
No, he did. No, and prior to that Roma game, yeah, but he said those 3 months, he goes, it was hell. Sometimes it was hell. And we've seen the Dortmund team. That Dortmund team, when they won the second league title, that year after, they were shot to pieces.
Yeah, they were
done.
They were.
This is the thing. This is Avi. The truth is, this is what you have to do to win a title. If you're up against, people who are going to go and spend stupid money on players, what the difference is going to be that you're going to have to work a lot harder than the other sides. And that's what Jurgen Klopp had to do. He was up against a Bayern Munich thingy where they was nicking all the players. When he had to build a team, and it takes time. And you have to the thing that worked for him was his way of playing. He came to Liverpool. He had to do exactly the same thing. He was up against City, United, Chelsea, Arsenal. When he came, we were sitting bloody 8th. So it took time to build it, and obviously it's gonna hit the bloody hit the wall at some point, and that's what happened.
Avi, just finishing on Rio, it's an interesting point that you make, and some people were agreeing with you, but I think we have to give him a year or two. And I said, I made that comparison, and I think it was wrong of me. I'll take that back, because Dean, I said Estevao is more or less 2 years older than Rio, and that's a long time especially when it comes to teenager years. So I'll take that back. But in terms of the profile of the player and what he needs to do to become not even a mainstay, but like challenging for that first team, mind you, he won't need to do much because he's got Gakpo ahead of him, but we won't go there. I think when I watch him play, I was talking to Avi Gene yesterday, where you remember, whether he's not playing well or whatever you think of him, even at this age, he gets doubled up. Whether you're Arsenal, whether you're Newcastle, or you're Barnsley, all those teams were doubling up on him. So that is a very, very a point that we need to consider. Then I would just what you mentioned in terms of the game state, when he comes on, low block and all that stuff. There's not a lot of space. So I'm gonna judge him when he gets a normal environment where he just has to go at the right back. But in terms of what he needs to do, and I think the coaching need to help him, is sometimes it does look like that type of guy or type of kid is where he wants to do a trick and then come back and do another. But once you've got half a yard, and I think he'll get, this is the reason why he needs to play games. Go and get that season under your belt. Go get some physicality, build up some minutes in your legs, and come back a man. But even in whatever he gets now, he needs to, and the coaches need to tell him is, if you get a half a yard, whether it's on the inside or outside, either pull the trigger or whip across him with your left foot. And so sometimes you need to, that rawness needs to be really direct. And I do see him sometimes cut inside and then dribble, and then there's a step over, and then he recycles.
He loves a step over, doesn't he?
He does love a step over, but the thing is, he's got natural skill. Whether he develops, I don't want to call him a yard carrier, Avi, whether he develops that long distance or short distance, because that's what a winger needs. If you're going to be elite, you need either short distance or long distance to carry your ball, yard carrier, or to go past a man, you need a short distance acceleration. I think he's got the acceleration, but that 2 yards straight after the bounce, that is what we're gonna see in the next 12 months.
The initial
develops
5-10
that-
yard. The initial
Yeah.
5-10 yard.
If he develops that, then he'll become a really good Premier League player.
Guys, there have been some great comments, and I'll go into the super chats. I think we've got a couple of them, but this is the comment of the day. I think send Rio to Wolves for a season and get Mateus Mane all day long, all day long. Satish Rajmohan, that's the comment of the night. No bias. Guys, comments, super chats.
Super chat.
Slot 117. Bros, I keep telling you Savio is the LFC top winger target. Remember, this talks are ongoing with his agent. Sama looks like 50-60 million. Your thoughts, Savio? Is it Savinho we're talking about? Who's Savio?
I keep telling you, Savio is Liverpool top winger.
Is that the Brazilian? People are going to say, you don't say.
Is this the Man City Savinho?
Please, you don't you talk now.
Ruffle Savio. Who the hell's that?
I just went. It took me to a 52-year-old Real Madrid Savio's, the original Savio.
It's the Man City one. It's the Man City one.
Okay, him, 21, yeah?
I think so. Check it.
I'll be very surprised if he's the one that we go for. But listen, I'll take your word for it, Slot.
He's
S.
become an
Jod,
ITK.
S.
He's
Jod.
become
It's
ITK.
S. Jod, not Slot. It's S. Jod. My bad. Charlie Williams, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the generous super chat.
Thank you,
Alonso,
Charlie.
Schlotterbeck, and Guehi coming this summer, in my opinion. No one would argue with that. Banter is fine. All is in the chat. Thank you so much for tuning in and for the kind super chat. Van der Ven is my Virgil successor, question mark, rule of the day. I'll take him as a Konate replacement, aggressor of the CB deal. But what left foot centre back can play on the right?
No chance for a thingy. I wouldn't Van der Ven as the Calafiori type of profile.
That's
That's
Sabino's
what-
bit- that's-
Who do you want as your Van Dijk replacement then?
Van Dijk will have to be. Look, Leone is probably one that we, like Gene Avi says, we have to give him time. In terms of profile and in passing, it'll have to be Schlotterbeck.
Take it.
I don't want Van der Ven to be starting every week at left back. I don't want that. But I want that option. I want that option.
Option. I've just said, listen, I want Jacquet through those doors at Kirby. Jeremy Jacquet is going to be greatness in waiting. He's the defender that I've put all my chips in. Ordiners, I get the shouts. I get the shouts for even Lukeba and Schlotterbeck, Maximilian Kilman. For me, jokes aside, Jeremy Jacquet, if I am to believe Indy, then it's a deal that I would love us to get. I scouted him quite early. Just saying. Unbeaten in 12 before we end the show. Gene, unbeaten in 12. Lots of positivity. I think, Gene, you said Fulham and Arsenal away were going to be telling games. We didn't get the 4 points that I predicted, but I think we got some encouragement from especially the Arsenal game, the second half of Emirates, beating Barnsley. Saturday, we got Burnley. Your thoughts after going on this unbeaten run?
Look, I said January will be the start of a telling period. Played 3, drawn 3. That's our record. 3 points out of a possible 9. And that's the only honest truth. Yes, the Arsenal second half, there was major improvements in that game. I enjoyed that second half for once. It was like, you know what, for once we again that we came out thinking, wow, I'm happy with that. Even the last game, we might have won 4-1, but we scored 2 goals in the last 84th minute after that against a Barnsley side. Barnsley side started 17th in League One. Tougher test lie, man. Tougher test lie.
Yep.
Just want to get 3 points against Burnley, put them to the sword. That's when Meak said, okay, TK, now is the time. Come on. Show me what you're about. Give us something that, you know what, in the next 4 or 5 games, what this manager and this team are all about, because that's when we'll see how good we are. when you're going to away to Bournemouth, when you're playing Newcastle, who are on the up in terms of the league table, you're playing Marseille, you're going to Marseille, you're away to Sunderland, away to Notts Forest, where we've always struggled. Them 5 or 6 games are massive.
I think we
And if
went
we
for.
don't sign anyone,
I
Avi,
think we
and
went
if you
for
have
out
an
the
injury
final.
or 1 or 2,
Hmm.
फिर पुत्तर pressure kitna sees. And then you
I
see
think.
then you see the pressure. And at another thing I mentioned this to Asim earlier as well. Lose a game now, it's a different pressure to losing it 5 weeks ago, Avi. Because
This is what I
there's
mean.
a certain person is available right now. There was nobody available 5 weeks ago. Somebody's available right now.
Asim, I just want to come in on that because there was a question asked from, I think, Hekatike about thoughts on Xabi Alonso to Liverpool. Look, Xabi Alonso is a Liverpool great. I didn't like the natural. I didn't like that progression step for him from going from Leverkusen to Madrid. I thought maybe Bayern Munich or a Liverpool would be the natural progression for him. Not saying that Real Madrid is the pinnacle of all jobs, but at 42, 43, he didn't really need to take that Real Madrid job. I think it was always going to be there in waiting for him, regardless of what age he wanted to take that job. He's gone there, he's taken that risk. The personalities have really killed him at that club. He had friction with Vinny Jr. Mbappe apparently put a message up saying, look, thanks for everything, boss. And look, Mbappe's best form right now, the form of his life has come under Alonso's stewardship. But look, he was never going to get a tune. The press, the structure that he wanted to put in place, you don't put structures in place at Real Madrid. You let the individuals just win you games. That's how Ancelotti coached his team very well. It's how Zidane did it in cup competitions. Real Madrid in the last 15 years haven't really been a great league team, but they've been great in the European Cup competitions. Alonso was never going to get a rub of the green. And I said it very early on, either Florentino Perez at the start of the season backs him, or he'll do the same old what he's always done, just get rid of the manager because it's an easier way out. And I think it was an amicable decision where Xabi Alonso, after that final in Saudi, where they had some great chances towards the end, didn't they? I think he said, yeah, I'm not going to get a tune out of this. What I want to do, I'm not going to get at Real Madrid. He is a Liverpool manager in waiting, I believe, Gene. I do believe Bayern may be sniffing at the end of the season for him too. I think
Why would Bayern be sniffing?
I think company will be highly sought after by Manchester City in the summer.
Okay.
And I say that with a little bit of belief that Pep Guardiola, this is his last season at City.
Yeah, well, they're having talks with Maresca as well twice.
But look, I think the hierarchy will have laid it down. Get us top 4 in a cup.
Mm.
You get another season. Don't get us a cup and just get top 4. And Xabi Alonso's still waiting. That'll be touch and go. Then I feel.
I think Arne Slot's job will be decided in the next 10 games.
Fair enough.
And what I mean by that is, Avi, is if Liverpool, in about 7-8 games, if Liverpool are 6-7 points off top 4 with Alonso free, they'll pull the trigger.
There and then.
There or then. They can't afford, doesn't matter what they tell us how financially secure Liverpool are, I think they'll pull the trigger. Where I differ from everyone is if he gets 4 at the end of the season, I can't see them getting rid of him.
But he's got a year to run. Then Asim, surely there's got to be an assurance conversation because he'll only have a year to run then, Slot.
They'll only pull the trigger.
What's the vision then?
Are
they going to say, okay, look, you got a year to run, you got us top 4, you got the bare minimum, you've got another season. But then what's the assurances from the players? The players will wait. Is he here long term or is the manager here only for 1 more year?
No, I think if he gets top 4, they're going
to have to do something.
I cannot see Avi.
They have to do something about the contract in the summer.
They will. And if he gets top 4, I think they'll probably start talking about a new contract.
Gerard Houllier got us top 4 June in 2004, but they still sacked him that summer and got in Rafa Benitez. I think if he gets top 4 and we don't have a good run in the Champions League or the FA Cup, I think the board will pull the trigger.
In the summer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gene?
Abi, you're on mute.
I think if this football carries on the way it's going, I think City.
Yeah, the football needs to improve. No doubt about
And even if he gets top 4, if the football is still like this, there's only a certain amount we can fucking pull with this bullshit football, boys. Because how long are you gonna pull with it? We lose, Now Asim, it's a different pressure. You think
Arsenal
he had
put up with
pressure?
it. Arsenal have put up with it,
The fucking top of the league.
but they put up with it after 5 years.
But they were challenge. I
it.
mean, they've never
It
won a
was
league.
progression, wasn't it, every year?
Yeah, but
They
surely,
never won a league
we give.
before.
He didn't, but surely Arnie deserves that chance. And I'm
Avi,
just
but they've
providing
never won a
caveat.
league.
I'm giving you the caveat.
No, but we're fucking trying to win titles here.
So
Well, we
Arsenal.
think we're gonna win titles.
So Arsenal.
Yeah, but they've
But
never. They
Arsenal
haven't
won more
won it.
league titles than us in the last 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, and maybe 25 years.
Avi, one more, but they're not. Yeah, both are in Europe for call. Anyway, but my point is, Avi, it's different. They've not. Okay, they probably will win the title this year. Yeah, playing this bullshit football. I don't like it. Yeah, we can't. I can't accept this football. For how
This
long are
might
you
be
going to
just-
accept it?
Maybe they're masking
not
over
gonna
it.
accept
Then they address it again in the summer with the right signings, with the centre backs, with the left winger,
Is it-
with the
Avi,
midfielder.
Look, I mentioned, and I'll stick with the same thing. Middle of February, come and talk to me. I said to you, January, AC, we'll see
You were
how.
saying, "Come talk to me after Arsenal game," so I'm talking to you, and you said,
Yeah, fucking
"Passion."
drew
I
me
mean,
in.
I wanted that passion. I got that passion that I was asking for.
Yeah, well, I did get it. I
So,
didn't expect
don't
that.
change. You're changing polls again.
Avi, but we still haven't won. We didn't win the game. I'm saying, I said to you, January, we
You
played fucking
gave a
3 games.
defiant fight talk and say, "Putter, we played champions. We're the one who
Obviously, I can't fucking stand them bastards. Yeah. So what do you want me to say? Yeah, I'm all right with them. No, I don't like them. I don't like Arsenal. So obviously I'm gonna give it to them. I don't like them. I just don't like
But
their
you'll
fan base.
admit that
I
you're
don't like their
changing the
manager.
polls again. Now you're
I
saying
hate the way
February.
they play
But
football.
you will admit,
You know,
you're changing the polls again. Now you're saying February now.
no, when I've always spoke about this game,
Asim, yard
Asim,
enough. Pull
when
him
I've
away.
always spoken
Pull him away. Off
when
the
I've
London.
always spoken about these
Please
games,
go.
yeah,
Please
no,
down
discuss-
2-3
when
points.
I've spoken about these games, I'm talking about all these games, aren't I? Okay, you fucking go
you
to
were
Burnley
talking
and
about
draw.
Fulham
Then what?
away. You
Bro,
were talking
you got
about
to
Fulham
Burnley.
away.
Imagine doing it.
You were
Imagine
talking about
drawing.
Fulham away and Arsenal away, though.
Yeah, we drew both.
Alex says, if we lost 9 in 12 now, like we did in November, December, do you think? Yeah, 100%.
Oh, now Philip, he'll be gone within 9 out of 12. He loses 3 out of 9. I think he's getting it. I'm telling you, he's getting it.
But Chin, we can go pagal. We can go pagal. Let's be honest. Until that Anfield crowd doesn't go pagal against him, they're not doing nothing.
Okay, go play that football in the
Yes,
next 3
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Go play that football against a shit side in the next 2 months. Yeah, and we're carrying. Tell me how that crowd reacts.
I agree with that.
Now they know Alonso's here, that he's available as well.
That as well.
Man,
That as well.
It's going to be a shift, and you'll see it, and it'll happen very quickly. We've just been quiet about it because we were that bad. We've just accepted, thinking, you know what, top four, let's get through this. We're getting there. I'm telling you, Avi, sooner or later, it's just. But okay, I'll give you an example. Burnley, you draw that game. Talk on 92nd minute, ring me. Yeah, ring me on 92nd minute when it's full time, and if it's draw. If that crowd don't go against him, my name isn't Sajid. What? They'll go against him. Because they can't accept. How long are you going to pull with this?
I know where this team's going.
Where's it going?
I'm telling you, we're going to Budapest in May. Whether you guys are laughing it off, we're winning it. We're winning it.
So what, if you're telling us we're winning the Champions League, then why are you even talking about?
But look, I'm giving you scenarios. It's not happening, is it? I'm giving you scenarios. I'm telling you, we're in the European Cup final under slot in May.
Okay, Avi, if you don't sign anyone, Pulija.
I'm telling you, man.
I would be very, very surprised if Liverpool get rid of Arne Slot in the summer after making top 4. I would be very, very surprised.
How many points are we ahead of United? Is it 4 or 5?
Three.
God knows.
But they've got.
That's why I say
they've got Arsenal and they've got City.
Oh, they've got some. Oh, they've got 2 difficult games. All right, TK. Just low 5-6 games. If you go and then the mid-Feb in it, I said, TK. Talk to me mid-Feb. The minute one of them go ahead of us in that league, and we're sat in 5th. If they do, and we start playing shit for the Anfield crowd's gonna turn, and we need reinforcements, man.
they'll get rid if we fall around about 5 to 6 points after these 7 to 10 games. If we fall out of the top 4 and we're around about 6 to 8 points behind, with
6 to 8, Asim, fucking 4 points behind your teammate. 6
no,
to 8. Where you going?
oh, maybe
fourth
6,
they
not
are,
8,
man.
not 8, 6. 4 to 6 then. 4 to 6. Just so we
6,
can keep
8,
it.
8 is fucking old. I'll sack him on the spot.
Yeah, 8
That's
probably.
you're not getting it.
4 to 6. Look at Avi wants to come out with a bomber. Avi bomber.
I have a few
Oh, here we go. I know that face. I know that face.
non-transfer related.
Go.
Non-transfer-related. We're gonna meet Arsenal in the Champions League in a 2-leg tie. You watch.
Oh, what does that mean? What? Keep your job for that.
We're gonna meet the champions elect of the Premier League. We're gonna meet them in the Champions League, semi or even the quarters. I'm telling you, boys. I've never had. You know me and my little premonitions.
When is the international break? Tell me.
March.
Wait on.
No bombers today, guys. I told you a little bit about Cassiano, Kiala. That's it. Nothing.
March, yeah. Why, where are these fixtures gone? More matches. There we are. Anjay.
Everyone's gotta eat, son.
How many more games till March?
Everyone's gotta eat, brother.
Have we?
Huh?
Have we, Gene?
I don't care. Listen, can we wrap up now?
Kalna, you got some supers.
No supers done.
How many games till thingy? Till March? Till the international break?
Dean, I don't rate him. Unfortunately, I don't rate Tonali as much as these guys do.
I really like Tonali.
So are you talking about home games? Are you talking about league games or just generally?
Generally.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13.
We'll win 10 out of those.
13 games. Ooh, it's a lot of games, man. It's a lot of games.
Sandro Tonali.
Would you take Tonali, Avi?
I don't rate him. I don't rate him as much as you
Don't rate him at all? Okay.
Not for Liverpool. Chalo. Guys, this has been a great Born and Red show.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for everyone subscribing, liking. Apologies for Gene. I thought today your behavior was absolutely fucking disgusting. And I'll talk to you outside the show. Don't want people to know what we talk about on WhatsApp.
They love me really, man. They were enjoying it. They want me to watch the football a little bit. Like, what's wrong with you, man?
What's this about? Paul Gomez, stick to dealing with fake money and not fake football news. Okay.
There you go, Avi. Look, this is what they give you, man.
How are you getting a lot? Stick tonight, man.
Because it's just they know it's a lying basket, Asim.
People are jealous of my success. Like, come on, guys. If you don't want a job, I can get you a job too. Okay. I'm recruiting. Anyway, this has been Born and Red. I believe I'll be in the country. I'll be unfortunately back home.
Anjay!
Why are you laughing like your buddy has told you?
in the shithole like England is. I'll be back home for a few days and whatnot. And I'm intending to see the boys. I believe I'll be in the Watch Along Studios very soon. My headquarters, yeah. My headquarters, Anjay. I'll be in HQ.
I mean, Gene, Paul?
One second. Yeah.
I mean, did you see the last show? He did about 10 balls.
Right, you know what? Quick Paul.
Go on then. Atik says like and subscribe in capitals, Anjay. Go on, let's see what this ball is. And Bloody, can you not make sure it's a misleading ball?
What is the poll?
I don't know. What is it? You can't pull it up, maybe.